Titus is one of our drummers who plays in a number of our ensembles. Hi, Titus. And I'd also like to introduce the composer of the next piece, Shelley Washington.
Me too. Yeah, no. Totally honest. It's okay. We can do this.
All right. Deep breaths. All right, thanks. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Titus. What's good, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, too.
Can you tell us a little bit about this piece?
Yes. So, hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. It's good to see you guys. Hi. So this piece is called A Kind of Lung, and I wrote it a couple years ago when I was a Bang on a Can Summer Institute fellow. It's an interesting string of words, but I wrote it for the summer camp for Bang on a Can in like 2017. And I got the ensemble that had a bunch of non-Western, non-familiar instruments. So it was a good opportunity for me to learn what is a Petzold contrabass recorder. And I found out it's like a bunch of 2x4s. It's like as tall as I am. It's a recorder, but it's a big recorder. And like how to notate things for that instrument. But there were also things like Sabigsby, Afghan rhubarb, Dombra. So these instruments, these beautiful instruments from Eastern Asia that have tradition of improvisation. And so it was my task to figure out, I'm like, okay, so how am I gonna make all these instruments kind of fit together? And I'm like, well, one thing that everyone is usually pretty good at is breathing. So I'm like, well, we can all figure out a way to like breathe together. So one way that I let some instruments breathe a little louder than others was letting them improvise, because that is their traditional thing that they normally do. And then playing with rhythm, playing with time, just kind of pushing everything together in this kind of funky groove. So it's supposed to be fun. I hope you guys have had a good time playing it. Yeah? Okay. Yes. It's my job as a composer. So that's the piece.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
How do you feel about young people playing your piece?
No, it is the absolute greatest thing ever. My first master's is in education, and one thing that I did not learn while I was doing that master's was different ways to bring young people into contemporary music. It wasn't until after I finished that master's that I was like, wait a minute, new music, living composers. And so it's so amazing that you guys get in this entire program are playing stuff exclusively by living composers, and I am incredibly jealous because I did not have that opportunity growing up. And it's such a special thing that I hope that none of y'all are taken for granted, because I and a lot of other slightly older people, I'm like, I did not get to play that as a young person. So it's great. It is so much fun, and you guys just totally shred. I'm like, it's my heart, it's breaking. It's great. I love you. So yeah.
All right, that's good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. What 3 songs have you been listening to lately?
Okay. That's a hard, when you say like songs specifically, that's very difficult. One song I'm listening to very currently is I'm putting the finishing touches on my first opera piece, so that has been kind of spinning through my head. I'm sorry, David, it's coming. Forgive me. So that. And then I've been listening to a lot by my friend's band, Good Looking Friends. I am now in a band, a post-hardcore band, so I've been memorizing all of our songs because I have a show on Friday. Yeah, punk band. Woo. So good stuff. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.